How you doing?
Good so far. How y'all doing
Good.
so
How
far?
was it out there today?
It was nice. It was amazing. First day as a Los Angeles Charger.
Cornelius, what was this story? You were a Charger fan when you were really young, right? How did that come about?
Yes, sir. I mean, it really just started with San Diego. My favorite player was LaDainian Tomlinson. I used to wear number 21 and all throughout middle school, even up until high school at some point, until I switched to single digits. But I just loved LaDainian's game, loved his highlights. And then that was my number 21. And then just San Diego, all those guys like Gates and Rivers and that whole squad. And then when they moved to LA, I still followed them here and there. And then it's just amazing that there's a team that ends up drafting me to be my dream.
What do you attribute that to? Is it just, is it some sort of serendipity? Like, is there something that works?
I know what you're saying because I'm from like the East Coast,
Yeah.
from Greenwich. Like, why would I like a team from San Diego? Like, that's super random.
Yeah.
But like, I can't really pinpoint on something like that. But it's funny because my older brother ended up going to University of San Diego, and then I'm playing for the Chargers now. Even since Qualcomm, like I remember me and my dad tried to get in there, but when they were still like trying to demolish it, they kicked us off. So I never got to see Qualcomm. You know what I mean? I got to see the Qualcomm like grounds at least. So that was fun.
So were you just out here on a trip at that time?
Yeah, we were just visiting my brother at University of San Diego.
It was probably not as great as you had envisioned it to be.
Nah, I mean they had a Super Bowl there. You know, it was probably amazing, amazing stadium. I never went to a game there, unfortunately, but now playing at SoFi, I mean, one of the best stadiums in the league, so I can't complain at all.
What have you noticed any difference in Jim since he's come to coach the Chargers now?
I feel like Coach Harbaugh is very consistent with his mannerisms and the way he treats people. You know, whether he's coaching as a head coach of an NFL team or whether he's coaching some middle schoolers. You know, he's gonna keep it the same consistent attention to detail, and that's just something that I feel like helps us even more because that just helps us trust him and helps us trust what he's saying, and so that can help our games too when he gives us coaching points.
Does it make you more comfortable knowing that he's here and having that experience with him back in Michigan?
Definitely, that's a good point. I mean, I played with him throughout my whole college career. He recruited me. Been over to Greenwich before, been to my hometown, met my parents and everything. So it's just amazing how that all plays out. And then having his staff and him here is definitely something that just motivates me every day.
That Saturday before the Rose Bowl, you guys practiced, kind of had a walkthrough at SoFi. When you were in there, did you ever think, man, it would be nice playing in here one day?
Yeah, I remember that vividly. You know, it's just like we practiced there. It really, at the time, it didn't really make sense because the Rose Bowl, I mean, it's the Rose Bowl, so we're playing on grass and it's outdoors, and then SoFi is turf and it's indoors. So it's like the complete opposite environment, but like it's SoFi, so we were all just so excited to do it regardless of the situation. So like preparing for the Rose Bowl was amazing, let alone playing in the NFL stadium. And then coming here now, like that's my home team, that's my home stadium. So like it just shows you how your year can start and then how it's going now so far. So I never would have thought that would be the NFL stadium I could possibly play in. So it's just goes to show you, it can be anything. We played in a lot of NFL stadiums, and that's a great one.
During the second half of during the second half of your season last year and leading up to the national title game and everything, I think there was talk about it might be Coach Harbaugh's last year and moving on to the NFL and everything. Was that ever discussed among the team or discussed among a close group that you thought maybe he would move on, or was it just concentrate on the task at hand?
Yeah, like that's a good question. I mean, definitely like you never know how a year's going to end, you know what I'm saying? Even now, like at the end of a year, a team could look completely different. Coaches can leave, players could leave. But at the time, like what made it so great was that we were all focused on winning that national championship. So that's why it meant even more when we actually accomplished it. And then going into like you said, like the later parts of the season, you never know because, people even players are talking about, is this person going to declare, is he going to stay? Is he going to transfer? Is he going to you know what I'm saying? So you never know. But that's why, like Coach said, tomorrow ain't promised today. So that's something we're focused on. Today is today, and then whatever happens tomorrow is just and it could all end up working out in the future. Like I said, I didn't know Coach Harbaugh would end up paying for the Chargers. My situation played out, so it's just a beautiful thing.
After the draft, Chad Alexander's assistant GM said you might be the best blocking tight end, the best blocking wide receiver in the draft. I don't know if you heard that, but to hear a personnel person in the NFL say that, what does that mean to you? And is blocking something that you take pride in? Is that something you would kind of view as a strength?
Yeah, that's definitely something we take pride in here as the receivers on the Chargers, and then also just even back to, you said it was a college scout who said that, so back.
The Chargers GM, assistant GM.
Assistant GM?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't. This is my first time hearing that, but
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's really nice of him to say that. That's something that motivates me even more to, keep that up and to, put my best foot forward on tape in terms of that, and in terms of blocking, like that's something we gotta take pride in because it can help both sides of the ball playing complementary. So that's definitely something we take pride in for sure.
In this offense, you know, Coach Harbaugh, how important is it as a wide receiver to be able to block?
Definitely is. There's going to be certain scenarios where a receiver is put in a position where he has a pivotal block to help spring a run. So you think he's just blocking the corner, like corners on DBs and receivers, but it could actually be a receiver that goes out to take out a linebacker or even get an edge or take out the safety. So something like that you got to know schematically that could help a team win a game. So that's something we got to really focus on. It's not just running routes, it's the whole game.
I feel like it's an advantage coming to another offense that preaches being physical because, that Penn State game, I don't know how many straight times you guys ran it and just wore down teams and stuff.
Definitely having that experience, playing in those big-time college games, going to the next level, gives us a certain level of confidence going into it. And then having those reps behind us, just something we got to keep on pushing and keep on practicing even out here. So definitely something where we can help translate that to the next level.
What's the best advice Coach Harbaugh has given you?
That's a great question. He's had a lot of great points he's given us throughout the years so far. Let me see. Even today, he was just really just preaching to us, just stay in the moment, get your sleep, stay in the moment, show up on time, and really just the simple stuff. There's so many examples of Coach Harbaugh's stories and what he brings to the table. So I would say something that he was really just focusing on today was how today is just a big day. It's the first day, and let's just have a smooth day. That's just some good advice, good reminder.
First day like for you being here, Randy?
The first day was for me just being very mental focused. I would have to say that there's a lot going on. We're rookies. We have to learn the playbook as well as we have to get adjusted to the NFL, how to be a professional. So you really want to put energy into the details because the details are what makes you great at this level. If you go ahead and just do the little things right, because the little things are big things at this level, then you'll go ahead and excel yourself.
And the gym was just saying that they had I think you said you had a third, or they had a higher grade, much higher grade than you than where you went, and I saw you even posted some stuff about where you went, how motivating or maybe frustrating was the whole draft process, and then how motivated are you based on where you were selected?
It was very frustrating, the whole draft process, but at the same time, it was a blessing because you got to look at everything as a blessing in disguise. I prayed to go to a team that really wanted me, and God felt as though that the Los Angeles Chargers wanted me, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. I just wanted to get my foot in the door. I wanted to be around a good group of people. I wanted to be in a room that I could go ahead and prove myself in. The same thing I've been doing all my life since Colorado to USC until now. I've been chasing competition, and I've always wanted to prove myself time and time again. So you can go ahead and be frustrated, but you have to look at it as a blessing.
What about you as a player do you think makes you special as a receiver, with skills, traits?
I would have to say first above most, every day I approach the game with today, I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't, and my work ethic will separate myself. There's a lot of great guys in the room. We got a lot of different body types, different type of games. But if I can go ahead and do the little things each day in and day out, go ahead and prove myself, go ahead and know my playbook like the back of my hand, and then also be attentive and do the extra little things, I think I will continue to separate myself within this room.
Brenden, how emotional of a call was that getting it from the Chargers, considering your morning and afternoon that Saturday?
It was very emotional, and there was a lot going on. Falling, I had my whole family there Friday, and I knew no matter what that I was going to take that flight the next morning, and my agents were on me about it, man. But the thing is, that was my best friend, and just to be able to get that call, just to be able to go ahead and sit there and be attentive and be into the funeral, as well as get the call later after the funeral, it was just like a blessing from God, because he allowed me to go ahead and just mourn the death of my friend, and then after that, just go ahead and be happy, and it was a glorious day.
Did you get the call as you were going to the airport, or?
I got the call when I was at the airport, thankfully.
So you're at the airport coming back here,
I was at the airport in Dallas.
and flying home.
Flying home from Dallas, correct.
And Keith, you guys played together in Colorado, is that right? Or how did you, what was your background?
Me and Keith Isaac Miller, man, we started off at our official visit in 2019, and we were soon on campus on 2020. So we just got to know each other very well. We didn't like each other at first, and we grew a relationship. It was crazy, y'all. Like, we did not like each other at first, but that's how the best relationships form. Like, even within the teammates here, like, I'm excited to get to know some of these guys and just push them and drive them. But, like, at first, like, we used to butt heads because we would try to outcompete each other day in and day out. And just to see, like, him grow in front of my eyes, I think we ended up, like, there was a snap at a certain moment which we were able to just go ahead and connect and be like, hey, man, like, put the differences aside. We have a lot in common. We respect each other's work ethic. And from there on, it was like inseparable. So, yeah, man, shoot.
How long did it take for you, sort of the ice to break there so you guys could get closer?
Man, I would say like a month after training camp, we became pretty much dorm roommates right next to each other, and it was kind of weird at first, but like it was crazy is in college and as well as the NFL, you're going to make teammates and you're going to go ahead and make friendships that last a lifetime. This is a fraternity. Once you're in the NFL, you have a networking, you have the ability to go ahead and call people family, so you really just have to put the differences aside and let the competition be competition.
NFL, how much of an advantage do you think it'll be being in Lincoln's offense the last couple of years, but also Caleb Williams as your quarterback?
Coming into the NFL, I think the advantages that Lincoln provided for me, as well as Caleb, as well as Dennis Simmons, is just being attentive to the pass game and knowing what the defenses are doing. I feel as though when I went to USC, my IQ just happened to take another jump to another level. With that, I was able to go ahead and find holes into defenses, read coverages, read shadow techniques, read the DBs and what they're going to do, watch film, and actually know what I'm going to get from them and what I'm going to see on game day. So I feel as though just transferring that to the next level is going to be a huge advantage for me.
How do you take being a physical receiver? Because I remember that UCLA game, that long touchdown, you and the DB were kind of going stride for stride, and then you kind of made that little physical move on him and we're gone.
I take a lot of pride in being a physical receiver. I'm in the Charger offense. I'm with Coach Jim Harbaugh as well as Coach Sanjay, and they're not going to play about that, man. Like, we're going to come with it each and every day. They pride themselves with being physicality, and we're going to have to be downfield and block. No blocking, no rocky. That's what Travis Dye said.
You were going from Caleb Williams to Justin Herbert. As a wide receiver, I guess, is it another moment of being blessed that you take it?
Man, I'm getting really good luck. I feel like my dad, honestly. I feel like my dad, like people wanting to say, like, oh, like, are you sad? Are you mad? Guys, I'm in the best position possible to go ahead and make my mark on and make my own legacy. I went from Caleb Williams to Justin Herbert, and I'm in a room that's going to allow me to compete day in and day out. Everything's upon me. So if you guys don't see me coming fall, that's on me. And if you guys see me out there, then I put in the necessary work to put my best foot in the door and go out there and produce.
Was it like talking to your dad after you got drafted, and was there any advice he gave you just coming into minicamp and off-season workouts in a couple of weeks?
My dad was hot. Yeah, my dad was hot. First words he said was, "Time to go to work." And he said, "I will be with you every step of the way." He said that I'm going to be involved within all your workouts from now on. And we got a lot of people to prove wrong, a lot of teams to go ahead and just, man, it's going to be one hell of a story. That's all I'm going to say.
When you talk about work ethic, how much did your dad push you in regards to that, to really outwork your competition?
He always talks about it, but I never got to see it myself from him. I feel as though it was instilled within me. So, like, I know what it takes because all my life, like, I've done it on my own up until, like, now. All my life, I put my best foot forward, and I was doing it by myself, and I didn't have any other receivers around me. So now it's just like, now I'm actually pairing that with my dad's ability, and it's going to only take it so far. I can't wait.
I know you said, you tell the story later, but was he more mad than you were, your dad?
Oh, yes. See, you guys get the flash. You like, what's up, guys? The humble dude, right? Me, he's like, hell nah. We're going to take this to a different level. These guys going to feel us. Yeah.
You didn't see your dad play live, but just who do you model your game after? Was it watching film of him, or any receivers over the past 10, 15 years you like to model after?
See, I watch film of my dad all the time, and the thing is, we have two different body types. He's a smooth route runner, not the most physical guy, and I feel as though we both have top-end speed with burners. That little start and stop, okay, we'll see on Sundays, but I feel as though for me, I model my game after, like, the bigger type of receivers, the Devontae Adams, not the Julios, but like the Calvin Ridleys more so, or even Mike Evans, and being able just to go ahead and be physical at the top of the route, create separation, or go up and make a jump ball play, those type of plays, and be consistent for my quarterback as well.
Are you guys competitive about who was better at certain ages and where you were at versus where he was at?
We're very competitive. That's what makes it great.
Do you think compared to ages, where do you think you stack up against him at this point?
Oh, rookie season in the NFL. I feel as though we're neck and neck. I'm going to say that. I'm faster, and I heard his rookie season in the NFL wasn't good. I got to go top him.
Do you feel like, I think so there's a room you feel like you compete with, have you got close with, I know it's early, but have you talked to Quentin or any of the Josh or any of the guys in the room who's been here at all?
So far, I talked to Quentin, and he was just freaking ecstatic, man. And I love that just from a veteran, an older teammate. He got drafted last year. But, like, seeing that type of leadership and being like, look, I'm going to bring you along. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you got drafted. It's time to go to work. That's what I love about being a Charger.
You're confident that you can compete for a spot, within the rotation of that room?
Without a doubt. Yes.